All right, let's talk about these magical things called pivot tables. If you've looked through the graphing notes, and if you didn't, you should go back and do that. What we talked about was you've got this, and every row of this came from one run of your program with the combination of one core and one data set size, one core 10 data set size, one core 100 data set size, and so on. Okay, so your output from your program that what you and you slurped it into Excel looks like this, but that's not what you need to make the graphs. What you need to make the graphs is a 2D table that looks like that, where one direction is data set size and one direction is number of cores, and then all these numbers in the middle are performance numbers. You can copy and paste from this into that, and it works fine. But Excel has created a way for you to do this automatically. And again, I know it's going to take 5 minutes to learn to do it, and you don't have time. It's going to save you hours throughout the quarter. Okay, you're going to do this over and over again. You might as well find a way to shortcut it. Okay, here's what you do. First of all, put in column headings. So get to row 1 and do an insert. And so right above what used to be row 1, you're going to put in what those columns are: cores, number of trials, mega trials per second. Okay, easy enough. Now you're going to sweep over all of that, starting up here, going down to the lower right number. You're going to get everything. Then you're going to go up to insert, and in Excel, you'll see there's a pivot table. And by the way, other spreadsheet programs do pivot tables as well. This isn't unique to Excel. So insert pivot table. And what it does is it comes up and it says, I'm going to make you a table, a nice 2D thing for your graph, but you have to help me. Okay. So create pivot table. There's nothing in here you need to change. Just click OK. Now, it's going to ask you, how do you want me to create the table? What do you want to be the rows? Okay, and just go to the column heading, in this case, cores, and just drag the word cores down here to rows. Okay, under my table, my nice 2D table suitable for graphing, I want the rows to be the number of cores. The number of trials, the data set size, I want that to be the column. So I'll just grab this word, this phrase, number of trials, and I'll drag that phrase down to this box where it says columns. And then this is what I want plotted, mega trials per second. I will drag that down here to values. The filters box, nothing, don't touch it. And once you've done that, bang, 2 seconds later, you've got a 2D table. You're not quite done yet, but at least you've got a 2D table and you don't have to do that stupid copying and pasting. Now, here's the things you need to do. It turns out you can't make a graph from a pivot table. Why, I don't know. It kind of looks like a table, but let's just sweep over the whole thing. Sweep from here down to there, do a copy, and just paste those somewhere else. Okay, it's still the same thing. It's still the same numbers, but we've just put it somewhere else. Notice that there are grand totals. There's a grand total column and there's a grand total row. In business profit data, that might make sense. It does not make sense for us. So when you're sweeping, don't sweep over any of the grand totals. See, here's probably G for grand. Don't sweep over any of that. We don't need it. Don't copy it. All right, so we pasted, got this. You get rid of that row labels. And now from here to here is exactly what you needed to make the graph. We sweep from here to here, do a copy, do an insert into the graphs, and here's what you've got. Okay. Oh, gosh, You write a script, you can run your program in minutes rather than hours. You make it output to a CSV file. You can double click it. It's right in Excel. You do a little wizardry with pivot tables, and now it's in that rectangular table you want. And then you say graph. Okay, project just about done. And it really doesn't take any longer to do it than it took me to talk about it. So yeah, this is what scientists do. This is what computer scientists do. You spend your life looking at data. You might as well have good automated ways to help you look at the data. And this is one of those ways.